Um, I've been thinking a lot about confidence and energy and giving out energy and letting in energy, carrying energy, all that bullshit. Um, it's been on my mind a lot recently because I don't remember what I was talking about in the last vlog, but I know that love was mentioned a lot. I talked a lot about love and intimacy, religion. I don't know if I got into my whole philosophy about religion, but it hasn't changed since then. And if I didn't talk about it, it was just essentially like God for me is the connection between people, and the closer you are to somebody, despite like, you know, language differences or like the fact that you're entirely different beings, that like you guys can like for like 1 second, that's God. Anyway, whole thing. I don't think any of those perspectives have changed, but I've definitely like developed on them, and I found myself in a lot of situations that have like quickly made me realize like how important it is to preserve energy even if you're surrounded by love, or if you like are trying to find that like, you know, connection with people. And you know, I've run into a lot of issues in my life. Specifically, I've sped run it a lot in 2025, but like over the course of my life, I found that there have been so many instances where like the people around me would, you know, like chase like me, like desperation to know what I'm thinking and what I'm wanting, and at times I don't think I was capable of providing that. But honestly, in turn, I've kind of realized recently that it's been flipped around, where I am the person who wants so desperately to like find connection and intimacy with these other people, and it's just not met, and I haven't been able to like understand like how to make that fit. And it's hard because like it's the human condition to want to be understood, or to want somebody to understand, or to want the person who you love so very much to be the one for you. And I want to get into like the one at some point, because that's definitely something that I feel like over the course of like 2 years I've had a very, very different opinion on. But I was talking to my therapist about how, also, is this too bright? I feel like it could be darker. How do I turn it down? It's gonna stay like that. I lied. Okay, JK. I was talking to my therapist about how I've had so many endeavors, like romantic, sexual, platonic, where I found myself like wanting more, like seeking more mental stimulation or reciprocation or intimacy, and I just wasn't getting it. And I felt neglected. And I think that in the past, I found that I would just like wait for it to happen and be like really disappointed when it didn't. But in recent months, I found that I kind of start to bend over backwards to like make things happen. Like maybe if I talk more, maybe like the more that I ramble, they'll feel comfortable opening up to me. Or maybe if I give them like the shirt off my back, or you know, like a shit ton of gifts, like maybe like they'll realize that like I'm the one. And it's interesting that I behave that way, because I think that there have been a lot of instances in the past where I've seen that behavior modeled towards me, where, you know, I just wasn't giving enough. But I was talking to my therapist about how like I couldn't get these people that I love to give me what I needed, and how it sucked that like, you know, my friend wasn't as close as a friend that I thought that they were. I don't know if that makes sense. And she was telling me about how like, rather than thinking about it as like categories of like, you know, best friend, friend, acquaintance, stranger, like opposition, that like we are all like solar system, like this is sun, this is us, this is me, pretend this is me. And like, you know, friend A, friend B, friend C, friend D, and every interaction that we have with one another brings us brings them closer into our like solar system and out, depending on like how those interactions go. And it's fluid, it can change at any given point in time. And you know, that it makes it more fluid. Like there is not like gritty, like every like interaction can be like tumultuous or like intense. And I realize that I do that a lot, that I do categorize the people that I love, or like, you know, like it's very easy to put people on pedestals. And in trying to knock everybody, not even in my life right now in this moment, but reflecting on everybody that I've ever loved in my life and the pedestals that I put them on, the expectations, the person that they are in my life, how I perceive them. In doing so, I think that it's a disservice to them just as much as it is to me, and not forcing anybody to be anything, which is really funny because like with that logic, like it kind of bleeds into like monogamy, bear with me, and like polyamory, because my whole life never ever, fuck no, if I was in love with you and you were in love with me, for life. But I think, so in my experiences working at a club, surrounded by women who are full of self-confidence and love themselves so deeply, being in an environment where you have been, oh god, I could get into this so much, where you are like socially rejected and you only have yourself at this point because everyone sees you as rock bottom, like, you know, trash, like self-disrespecting, like, and then getting to know these women and realizing that they are full of self-confidence, they like ooze like self-love, they take care of themselves, they love themselves fundamentally, they respect their bodies, and they don't view their bodies as property. They're their own and they make their own decisions, which is really interesting because like the club like radicalizes you, and I think being around them made me kind of realize that like in some way monogamy, or putting the person that you love in this like on lock thing that they must uphold, that they must be, that they must do, that they can't do other things, it becomes constricting isn't the word. It's limiting. I think it limits both people's potential. Somebody was talking about, what the fuck is it called? I don't know all these goddamn therapy words. I don't know these fucking terminologies. Relationship, the anarchy one. And how like, you know, how when I first heard that I was like, ew, yuck, nuh-uh. But honestly, being there for a while now, I have been kind of realizing that like, it's not to say that like intimacy isn't like sacred, because having like a very intimate moment, like physically or emotionally with one person, like I don't know, even saying like you should, like it has to be saved for the perfect moment, now I think that's like a weird concept. But honestly, the idea that like every single person in your life is just as they are, they don't have to have like a term for you, that they can just like be there and let it flow the way that it needs to, even if that means that you're like sexually monogamous completely, or romantically monogamous completely, but like just letting that person, just let that dynamic flow. And that's kind of been a really fucking beautiful virtue recently, because I was having a really hard time. Like, I think I've lost a lot of people, maybe not lost, just drifted from a lot of people. I was really sad about that for a while, like really sad, because like, you know, especially if like you look back at old pictures and you're like, what went wrong, like what could I have done differently? I'm like realizing that sometimes people just change, or sometimes people need to change and they can't do it around you. And I'm realizing that a lot recently, that I can't be mad at these people for leaving. Rather, I can't be mad at myself for leaving. I just think that like we all became different people. And letting that person like drift out of my solar system, just because like we just, I guess we have different ideas of love or time or passion or beliefs, and it doesn't change the fact that I think that they are all beautiful, but like it just, someone, oh, I saw this post, it was like, I will never not, what the fuck, it was like kind of like a meme, but I was like, this is beautiful. Fuck, use my noggin. I will never not want you to bloom, I just don't want you to bloom in my garden. Something like that. And I was like, wait, that fucking eats. And I think being okay with the fact that people can drift out of your life and that it doesn't always have anything to do with the person that you are. Like, you don't have to kick yourself for it or like beat yourself up for it. It's made me a lot more comfortable with being in my solitude, with myself, being like, I love myself. I've continuously loved myself. Like 2025, I fucking self-loved through that whole goddamn thing, and it is still going. Like, it's not like, you know, like a mood swing where I'm like, oh, I'm perfect. Like, very continuously through my hardships and through like like very difficult, like morally, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, just like things that could try to shake a foundation. There hasn't been a moment since the beginning of 2025 where I didn't love myself. Like, I feel very secure in the person that I am and the morals that I have, and I keep growing on them, and I just like, I feel good. I feel really good. What was I talking about? And I'm okay with being alone now, at least for the most part. It doesn't change the fact that we all want human connection. We all want people who like make you fundamentally feel seen and loved and connected to, and but like just knowing that there will be that, like, even like no matter how brief or long it is, like there are so many people in the world. There are bound to be people that I'll talk to and like click with and get to know, and that makes it so special. And I'm so fortunate to like be in this chapter of my life where I'm like transitioning into a very new phase with like very new people, with very new, like a very new environment, like all kinds of like things that I'm fucking grinding for. Like, I'm doing this shit myself. Like, I have been stagnant for way too long, and it has been good for my internal growth, but I'm still like garden walls, and I'm like I've been exploding a lot recently. So am I getting bug bites? What the fuck? See, I can't figure out if they're bug bites. I was running around in the woods, and I'm kind of worried I got poison oak. It's really itchy. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, just like self-security, and like how I fucking lost it. I want to be honest with you, I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Self-security, loving yourself. Oh, just like chase, or no, don't chase, attract. And I think that like another thing about like working at like the club is that like when you like are in an environment where you essentially have to be confident. Like, my chin has been up, I've been like letting things roll off my shoulders. It's been speed running, like trauma and healing simultaneously, and like I do find that I exude so much more confidence than I used to. And I've stopped chasing. Like, I think I've been trying to wring love out of people. Like, please, like, if I do this, will you love me then? And it's not like they hate me or anything. It's more so just like, I don't think people are capable of that. You can't force people to fit a role. They just have to exist the way that they are. And if you just like, if you like let go of their sweater and you find that they just like drift off. It's like, oh, okay, why was I clinging so hard? Like I've been pouring, oh my god, I'm like fucking itchy. Been clinging so hard to, oh, anyway, but like ever since I like got into that mindset, I've been getting bitches. No. Yes. I've just been getting a lot of attention and energy and fulfillment, because like I'm not like expecting anything. I'm like, oh well, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like if they want to come to me, they can come to me. And maybe it's just because like I'm given that like I don't give a fuck energy, but like it feels so I feel like extra good and glowy because everybody's like, hey, like I know we don't like talk that much, but like, and I'm like, okay, like if you want, and it's been fun, especially with the mindset of like, you know, people can just be in your life however they want, and like not however they want, however we mutually want, and then let that like explore itself a little. It's been really cool. Alice polyamory arc? No. Okay, I have nothing else that I want to talk about. I just wanted to ramble for a little bit.